So here's a unique location for a vlog that I've never done, at my desk. I recorded this whole thing on my drive to work, and then the GoPro crashed and lost all the footage. So that leads me into talking about GoPro settings and video editing. I've learned a lot over the last 24 hours, and I want to kind of share that with you guys. First of all, I want to say that I never set out to make a YouTube channel. It kind of happened organically one day when I combined my passion for cycling with my love for helping people and teaching. And that came together to my YouTube channel. So that's how it got started. So I'm not coming from like a professional photography background. I did do amateur wedding photos for people back in the day, and I'm kind of a photography enthusiast, but I'm not coming from a professional photography or video background. So I've had to learn all of this video editing kind of on my own, stumbling my way through the dark. And I've learned a lot over the years doing this, and I've learned a lot over the last 24 hours. I watched so many videos last night, did so much research on this issue, and I think I finally have solved it. So hopefully this will help some of you out there who are doing videos. So it really comes down to rendering in 4K. That's what makes a difference. So even last night I was so frustrated because I uploaded in 4K and it wasn't 4K on YouTube. And then when I was in the middle of my research, a guy who I've been messaging back and forth about this says, "Hey, your video's up in 4K, it looks great." I was like, "What?" So I got on there, and sure enough, it took like 6 hours for YouTube to put it in 4K. So here's some of the things that I learned yesterday is if you upload a video from the YouTube app on an iOS device, iPhone or iPad, it will not be 4K. What you have to do is you have to go through iMovie or LumaFusion, which is what I use on an iPad. And if you do it through the app right to YouTube and tell it to go 4K, it'll be 4K. Now, like I said, it takes about 6 hours. So that's what I learned yesterday. I also learned that you cannot watch a 4K video on an iPad. It's only 1080p. And my video, which now looks great, by the way, like I'm so happy with the way it turned out with the gimbal and all that. But if you watch it on the iPad, it's still pixelated because you cannot watch it in 4K. So I think that's probably an Apple and Google not getting along kind of thing. I don't know. It can't be a hardware issue because I've got the brand new iPad and the hardware is great on it. It's just you can't watch it anyway. And by the way, I just want to mention that I do use an iPad for video editing. I've got the newest iPad Pro, not the big one, the next size down, but it's the latest iPad Pro with the USB-C connector. And the reason I do that, I know a lot of people who do YouTube, have these big setups. They've got Macs or PCs with DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere. I use LumaFusion, which is just as powerful for what I need as some of the bigger programs. Now, I may get into editing with the PC and DaVinci Resolve down the road, but I love the mobility of the iPad. I mean, I have to edit video whenever I can. I mean, I'm out like on family, trips or errands or sitting in a doctor's office or whatever. I just edit on the go because I'm so busy. This is not my full-time gig. I just do YouTube when I have time. And so that's why I like the iPad. And so finally I figured out how to do it with the iPad. Now it took like 3 hours for that video to upload to YouTube yesterday. Normally it takes like 5 minutes. So when you go through that app, anyway, so those are just kind of some of the things that I've learned yesterday. And I'm going to be doing another test that I'm going to compare the gimbal versus the Hero 7 Hyper Smooth. I think a lot of people will be interested in that comparison. Not just mountain bikers, but I'm going to do it obviously from a mountain biking perspective and see how those go. So I'm also going to be playing around with the GoPro settings, like the white balance, EV comp, that kind of thing. But I think the main issue is you've got to upload in 4K. Something else that I learned, and Seth told me this, and I learned it through watching Linus's Tech Tips, I think it's called. Guy's got like 8 million subscribers. But I learned that even if you shoot in 1080p, if you render and upload in 4K to YouTube, it looks almost as good as if when you actually shoot in 4K, which is good because my DSLR is only 1080p, so I can shoot in 1080p, maybe bring in some GoPro footage, upload, render and upload in 4K, and it looks almost as good. So in fact, I may actually re-upload that Chrome video, which I shot in 2.7K, but I figured out how to render it into a higher setting and upload in a higher setting. So I may try that just to see if it looks better. So anyway, thanks for all of your tips out there. Thanks for the YouTubers out there like BKXC, Lone Ranger, obviously Seth, for just putting out some really good tips and videos on how to do GoPro stuff, because I'm a perfectionist, and when my videos don't look good, like, it drives me crazy. I've told my wife several times, like, I'm just done with YouTube. Like, it's just too much with my job and family. But then I'm just like, man, I love it. Like, I love helping. Whenever I get a comment that someone says that they've been helped by my videos and it's helped them mountain bike, it just remotivates me. So that's why I do all this and put up with the frustrations that I do. But I've learned a lot, and I'm not going to give up. I'm not a quitter. Even when I hit these frustration points and my GoPro crashes when I've done a whole vlog, I'm not going to give up. So anyway, that's it for today's vlog. Hopefully, I've helped some of you out there who do videos with some of the information I just gave you. So, hey, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.